Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update, Sunday, January 12th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 2020. The models are in, and they're not that funny. Not if you live in the Northeast or the Northwest. Continuous snow, system after system. But the big news, Taal volcano in the Philippines blasting to the stratospheric boundary. Keep calm. It's boom time. Snow emergency canceled in Madison, Sun Prairie, Monona, and McFarland. That doesn't mean the snow has stopped. The second night of Madison, Wisconsin's snow emergency has been canceled due to less snow than expected. The Madison area escaped the brunt of a powerful storm Sunday that tracked more to the south than expected, but more snow is expected for Wisconsin Sunday night and again Monday night, which is a slight boom. 11 dead as tornadoes, heavy rain, and wicked winds lash southern U.S. and the Midwest, which is not the best. Tragedy has struck our nation. 2 tornadoes touched down in Ohio Saturday night. What a plight. Now, yesterday, there were 387 reports of severe weather, including 4 reported tornadoes in Kentucky, Mississippi, and Alabama, not to mention the 2 in Ohio, which I just mentioned. Record warmth hit the Northeast on Saturday, with Boston Logan recording a temperature of 70. Which was not the record. Up to 2 inches of snow fell in Denton, Texas yesterday. It's very rare to see snow in this part of the country, especially when Boston is 70 and it's snowing in Texas. Crazy. The main concern is the shift over to cold. Many areas will be dropping up to 30 degrees. And out west, we have major waves, coastal rain, and heavy snow. And those major waves spell catastrophe, as Oregon girl dad brother missing after being swept out to sea with father. Now, this guy lived, but oh my goodness. Why is it stuck on the Trump? All right, we just got to close that out. Tragic news coming in there. Early spring gets cold feet up in Maine. It's insane. Record warmth transitions to ice and snow rapidly. Record high temperatures were shattered on Saturday, and an ice storm looms for central Maine on Sunday. There are 2 ways to measure spring: by meteorological seasons and by astronomical seasons. No matter how you measure it, we're 1.5 to 2 months away from ending winter. And it's just getting started in Maine. This article is complete nonsense, and I can't even move through it. Blizzard conditions possible Sunday night through Monday in parts of northwest Montana. And that snowy tire says it all, northwest Montana. Missoula, the National Weather Service is saying blizzard conditions possible Sunday night through Monday. Anyone in affected areas should prepare for heavy blowing snow, snow drifts, and wind chills. Eureka, Pole Bridge, West Glacier, Whitefish, Essex, Kalispell, Big Fork, Swan Lake, Steely Lake. Greatest threat for blizzard conditions. Again, we will get to the Weather Ready Nation map, where you can click on your county at weather.gov to look at local warnings and watches in your region. Wind gusts could reach 50 miles per hour today in central New York. Southwest winds could be sustained 10 to 30 miles per hour with gusts of 50, according to forecasters at the National Weather Service in Binghamton. Tell me how gusty it was down in the comments. Central New Yorkers, purple haze. Marijuana farm causes purple glow over snowflake after snowstorm. Don't be a snowflake. This is a good story. And this is a good hat. Navajo County posted a surprising photo to their Facebook on Friday showing a bright purple sky over Snowflake, Arizona. The landscape with shades of pink and purple clouds in the sky and a blanket of white snow on the ground looks more like a video game than real life. The hue is thanks to lights from a nearby marijuana farm, freaking everyone out, making them think that there's aliens down the road. I was told. Probably not worth it. Joe's Weather World, snow moving through plus bitterly cold air today in Kansas. I'll tell you what, this storm was frustrating. It has been all week when you think this sort of thing and has this feeling. Kansas got a dusting 1 to 3 inches, but that's not the story. Sub-zero wind chills as well. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 0 to 5 above, otherwise single digits. And it's a chilly one. Monday will be up with the highs in 40 in Kansas, so things are looking up there. Winter weather returns with multiple rounds of snow this week to Minnesota. Say it ain't soda. The dry pattern is about to come to a halt as the global warming goodness piles up layer upon layer. It's been a mild and dry for quite some time in most of Minnesota as winter hasn't been too lethal outside, except for the temperature, which is about to be very cold. Some significant storms that have impacted the northern state, even in October, by the way. The first is Sunday afternoon and evening. The National Weather Service in the Twin Cities expects 1 to 2 inches, with slightly higher amounts possible south of the line from Ulm to Fairbanks. There's the map. 2 to 3 in Mauston, with an M. Lost in Mauston. Eastbound I-90 on Snoqualmie Pass reopens following multiple spinouts and collisions. Traffic alert. Eastbound I-90 at North Bend has been reopened after multiple spinouts and collisions in the area. Chains are required on all vehicles, and I'll show you why. Here we are live at the reopened, schmopened, or whatever you want to call it. Look at that. I don't want to be up there. What does it take to clear the pass when it closes? Big equipment. That's what it takes. The snow is coming down hard today. They received 41 inches of snow in 48 hours up at Snoqualmie. Shut up, Al! Sick of you. I still have to feed him. It's crazy. We cut out the bun cake. We're at the snowfall analysis for the last 48 hours, and then there you can see the Midwest storm, a little less significant than people were expecting. The big winter, 6-8 inches up here in northern Michigan. But other than that, just a dusting, 3 or 4 inches in some areas. The big winter, northern Maine, picking up a foot. And the west is the best here, with heavy snow still moving into the mountains and will be continuing as we look at the models. Let's bring you through. We're looking at the Canadian Mountain Model again. You can see here up to 2 to 3 more feet by Tuesday in the Cascades, Oregon, and Washington State. A little bit of snow in Northern California. But then we have a system moving across the north here through the week, Monday, Tuesday. Here's your Wednesday, Thursday, the 16th, Friday. A storm erupts in the upper Midwest here. Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be your fun day in the Northeast, where ski resorts will be getting record snow up in Vermont, the Dax, northern Maine. It's looking insane. And that snow will be heavy in the northern Sierras, moving down to the south, all the way down towards Big Bear. And there are your models 10 days out. 240 hours of powers. Active weather pattern to continue over the western U.S. Heavy rainfall possible in the southeast. A series of storms will bring heavy mountain snow, locally heavy rain, strong winds, and hazardous travel conditions across the northwest U.S. this week. A cold front will bring potential for heavy rainfall and localized flooding to the southeast Monday into Tuesday, which will be your lose day. Click on your counties for watches and warnings in your region. I implore you. Extreme cold warning for most of Alberta. Wind chills of minus 40 expected all week. Let that sink in. Alberta, boom. All week, minus 40 wind chills. Brrr! More ferry cancellations as Environment Canada issues snowfall, wind, and extreme cold warnings for BC. Weather warnings in effect for much of the province as cold snap takes hold through the week. Nobody's riding bikes on those shores. A flurry of weather warnings and special weather statements from Environment Canada are anticipating extreme cold snow and wind for much of BC on Sunday. The frigid weather is expected to persist through the week, bringing with it temperatures as low as minus 45 C in northern British Columbia. That doesn't get much colder than that. Well, it can get 20 more. Extreme cold expected to last a week. I wonder if this is Canada. Yep. Saskatchewan, Gibbons, Bon Accord, Namo, Bruderheim, Lamont, Redwater, Morinville, as well as the northern parts of Strathcona County are all included in the warning. Second extreme cold warning this week. Wind chills of minus 40 or colder are expected to last until the weekend of January 18th and 19th. Sorry to hear it. Lowest temperature of the century predicted Thursday night this week. This is in Prince George, where a temperature of minus 40 C is predicted. Bundle up. I hope you have extra wood. At least 17 killed as extreme cold sweeps across Afghanistan. Coming from Reuters. Kabul, severe cold snap that killed 17 people in Afghanistan on Saturday, government officials said, as heavy snowfall and rain continue to lash parts of the country. Afghanistan is no stranger to extreme weather, during which various warring groups in the country have historically ceased hostilities. But this year has been particularly harsh, according to the country's weather department. 17 dead in the night. That's harsh. 39 tourists who were trapped on an Iceland glacier were rescued. 39 tourists had to be rescued after they were trapped on a glacier amidst the blizzard. Why you're going on a glacier in the winter in Iceland is anyone's guess. I guess you'll have to read the article. Links will be below. Seismic update. Boom! We're in the Philippines. There's Manila. And just south of that is where Taal Volcano is. Papua New Guinea had a similar eruption back in June, Uluwan, to the 63,000 feet in that region. No other quakes of note. We have some blot echoes in Fiji, quite deep, 332 kilometers here. Keep a close eye out there, as well as a cluster here near Chile, where something bigger could surface in the coming hours. Philippine warns of explosive eruption after Taal volcano spews ash near Manila. I did an update earlier today when I got up. I threw together a little 5-minute piece. Links will be below. Taal volcano continuing volcanic ash until just 2 hours ago. We're going to show you the latest Himawari loop. And the volcanic ash emission lasted for upwards of 3 hours or more. And the stratospheric boundary in that region is around where the eruption hit towards. The stratospheric boundary is much higher at the equator versus up like in Kamchatka as you get towards the poles. So we're talking 20 kilometers or higher at the equator to the stratosphere, and as low as 12 kilometers as you go up towards the poles. So that stratospheric tropospheric boundary changes, or the ozone layer as they call it. That moves up and down based on your latitude. I'll leave you links below for all this, as well as the information from the Global Volcanism Program on Taal. Now, if you take a look at this picture here, let's break it down, because a lot of people know exactly what I'm about to say. Hello, picture. We're waiting. Well, we don't even need it. Let's just talk about it. The Taal volcano is currently located on this island here inside of an inland lake. This lake, this gigantic area here is a caldera, is the actual volcano. Similar to Anakrakatau inside of Krakatoa, this is Taal inside of Super Taal. Now, Super Taal, if we come down here on the Volcanic Historical Eruption Index, erupted back in 3580 BCE. That would be 5,580 years ago. Erupted at VEI 6. And that would have been a chiller of the planet. So, the current eruption is up in the VEI 4 magnitude. The most recent VEI 4 happened back in 1965. And once this baby gets started, it seems like it erupts a lot continuously. So we may be in for a show here at Taal. I'll leave you links to this below so you can do your own homework. The Taal volcano is just south of Manila, and the prevailing wind was blowing all the ash directly over the city. It was insane. Here's the latest Himawari, and you can see if we just come back here on the product, It was 6 continuous hours of ash, and there's the final ash plume moving out. And this is not the entire ash plume, but some of the last hour. You could see how massive that is right there and thick. And this is happening at 19 UTC, hours after the initial eruption. So this baby erupted up towards the stratosphere for hours. I'd like to see a full video of that. I'm sure we'll get one. And there you can see punching up into the atmosphere, hitting that stratospheric boundary. Boom! Just like, boom! Just like volcanoes. They's exploding like Taal. Look at that. That's amazing. Here you can see the initial blast plume covering the entire northern island there where Manila is. So there are a lot of people in that area. And there we can see it clearly puncturing above the atmospheric cloud layer. So this is in the 20,000, 26,000 area. Boom! Right through there up to the stratosphere. As these thinner aerosols is really what you're worried about, because they get stuck up in the stratosphere for up to a year or more, up to 3 years. And there you can see the plume, how thick it actually was on the initial blast and the size of it. Again, covering the entire island. And as far as VEI index, they will assign it, but it's definitely in the 4 range here. High 4, low 5. Probably high 4. It doesn't look 5-ish, but it could be. Could be in the Mount St. Helens upper 4, low 5. But the big news is the plasma associated with this. And more lightning being associated with volcanoes. Just gorgeous pictures coming out. People capturing some of the most amazing photographs that we're sharing with you now. Just an amazing splendor of the power of Mother Nature and things to come. And our amazing reporting system and how quick we can get this information from the other side of the world. This farmer had $1 million hemp crop until South Carolina bulldozed it. Yeah, look at that. Right under, because he didn't plant it in the right plot. The plot thickens. $1 million. He planted it in the wrong spot. Sorry. It's over, Johnny. Michigan town buys nasal ranger to track down stinky marijuana plants. This has gone too far. Going too far. The Daily Globe reported that a Michigan town of Bessemer had voted to spend $3,400 to purchase a small device to smell marijuana plants and train police how to use the device to smell marijuana plants. Apparently, the police can't smell marijuana plants on their own. They need a sniffing device that costs around $4,000. According to the town's city council, none of which smoke weed, the most common complaint from residents is the overwhelming odor created by the growing of marijuana. And now we're banning the smell of plants. It's like the sniffleizer. If you want to read about it, links below. 7 bombs struck an Iraqi joint military base, speaking of joints, housing U.S. soldiers and wounding 4. This just happened moments ago. I thought we were standing down. I thought we were de-escalating. 7 bombs struck an Iraqi joint military base, housing U.S. soldiers, wounding 4. Moments ago. Confirmed. See, the narrative is predetermined, so it doesn't matter if you stand down. The war's going to happen anyway, because they want it to. Even if not a single person wants it to happen, they'll launch a bomb. They'll make it happen. Now let's talk about this psycho. Passenger allegedly tried to storm the cockpit today. Attacked a flight attendant and police. Tried to kick the door in. Take a look at the psychopath in question. Michael Egbert was the psychopath aboard the flight. Told NBC New York that Dingley. Oh, or maybe this guy's Dingley. Let's see. Yeah, Matthew Dingley. Well, he certainly is a Dingley, isn't he? Now, Dingley became focused on getting into that cockpit and beat up a slight woman, a petite woman. He was choking her. What a psycho. I hope this guy gets locked up for quite a bit. They'll get him in that. They'll get him in there. Look at this guy. Maybe he wants to go to jail. Closet jail boy. China kicks off 2020 with mystery satellite launch. Report. I wonder if they're ahead of the game here. Wonder if they're spying on us. Wonder what's happening there. The first rocket launch of 2020 by China's space agency was a mystery payload. Hello. With state-run media and independent analysis making different claims about the goal of the mission. Who knew? Disinformation much? Chinese media said Long March 3B rocket sent a satellite into space from Xinjiang Space Center in the Sichuan province, southwest China. Footage from Chinese media, CCTV, shows the rocket, and no one knows why. Big one. Filled with little Elon Musk things or something. Secret pyramid consumed by the jungle. BBC. In the Samoan archipelago, experts are using new technology to unlock ancient secrets to a long-lost pyramid, which they're dating to 1000 CE. Same time that all the cities out here in the southwest were booming. South in Mexico and now in Samoa. A vast network of ruins was discovered beneath the area in 2002 and 2004 excavations, and experts believe the evidence of an entire pre-colonial settlement that flourished before European discovered it in 1722. There's pyramids and tons of other cool stuff. Link will be below. Don't panic, but Saturn and Pluto are about to connect for the first time in 500 years. This is a big one. A biggie, guys. This is the shift. The shift is about to hit the fan. Brace yourself for a once-in-a-lifetime astrological event that's right around the corner, January 12th. That's now. 2020 at 11:59 a.m. Eastern Time. It's already happened! Saturn and Pluto will meet in Capricorn for the first time since 1518. That was during the mini ice age. Yes, dear listener, you heard that correctly. These two celestial powerhouses haven't connected in the sign of the sea goat in over 500 years. Breathing into a paper bag. If you want to know more, there'll be a link below. One other thing. A friend of mine, Karen, from Calgary, is doing some activism of her own up there. If you live in the Calgary, Alberta area, 9090 24th Street Southeast in Hazel Duncan Hall. For questions or info, email, and I can barely read it, set info motion, well, I'm going to give you links to this and you figure it out. Calgary Town Hall. Does the UN got you down? And the Fed much? That's what I do out here. Calgary Town Hall, Canada under international governance. Open borders in the Calgary airport. Climate change is not your fault. 5G rollout and other stuff. The main goal of these reset public service groups is to help Canadians cut all ties to the UN. And everyone should do that. Hope you got something out of the video. If you're up in Calgary, check it out. There will be a link below. Volcanoes. They's exploding. Thanks to all our one-time donors, all of our Patreons, all of our new Patreons, and everyone who shares these videos. Without you, we can't grow. We can't get this info out there because we have been absorbed into the algorithm. Be safe. We love you. Let's go.